good afternoon. He caught me mid-gulp then. James done me big time. He saw I was having a drink and he was like, I'm gonna put the cameras on him. Nice one, James. He's not even talking.
Oh.
What?
Can everyone hear Ped all right?
Can everyone hear me? Hello? Because this will be really rubbish if no one can hear me. Have we even gone live yet?
We have gone live.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it just wasn't bouncing loads.
No. Is it bouncing loads now?
I think no more than like 2. Like, you know, the lights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now she's went up to more. Maybe it was just being weird. It's alright now.
Might be just...
Oh, wait.
What now?
Eugene said he can hear you, so that's fine.
Which Eugene, though?
I know, there's 2 Eugenes.
2 Eugenes. Everyone's saying loud and clear.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone just thinks you're flapping.
I am flapping, but all for good reason.
We pulled all the wires out before because we were testing. We have to do an outside thing, and we were testing the outside thing, and we're not particularly confident when we have to leave the build now. We're a little bit like...
Not our strength.
It's not our strength leaving in the building. We are, honestly, it's like that. We're like knowing World's Strongest Man's on over Christmas. That's us all day. In here, we can pull trucks. Yeah. But when we go outside, it becomes like our kryptonite. We start getting a little bit panicky because all of our gear is very inside gear.
It's not designed to be out here.
It's not designed for the outdoors, really. But so we pulled a few wires out just to test something, and everything was good. So, but when you put wires back in, you're never quite sure whether you've put them in the right holes, which is always a thing.
Okay,
there you go.
You can see us both now. I sorted the chat out.
Oh, nice, thanks.
And then the link's about to come out for Club Call.
There you go. We just wanted to make sure. So it's me and James today.
It does. Some say the dream team.
No, it's not some say the dream team.
Everyone says.
It is the dream team. Whether anyone says it or not, it is the dream team. Because you just don't know what you're getting. Like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. Like, me drink's drunk. There you go. I have my protein for the well, not for the day. I'll probably have more protein, I imagine.
What protein?
Is beef protein?
Do you know what protein is?
I know what protein is. I'm just asking you.
It's beef, not protein.
I'm asking you. Animals are protein, aren't they?
Yeah, meat.
Meat is protein. Emma, you know we're the dream team. You know. No, Emma, you know we're the dream team. You know that. No one is. We bring bootle to the masses, and that's the dream team.
Oh, see, but she wouldn't have that sort of joke with John and Baz.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what makes us the dream team. Is that she couldn't have that kind of bants. I've just heard myself say that.
At least you know the headphones were.
Yeah, I've just heard myself say back to me, we're the dream team. Like it was like James was confirming, double downing on it. James asked the question: should Everton's midfield stay the same for Chelsea? Because obviously there are opportunities to change the midfield on Saturday with the Disagana Gay being available for the one game and Tim Irabunum coming back. So if that's what anyone wants to talk about, that's fine. If you don't want to talk about that, it doesn't ring up and just say what you want to say.
The link is now available.
The link is now available. I can feel you all rushing. Texas Evertonian is watching from, guess where he's watching? Texas. That's what I like about Texas Evertonian. It's all there. It's all there.
To be fair, you know what you're getting.
You know what you're getting. You're getting... listen, Texas Evertonian, he'll know a good meat.
To be fair,
he'll know a good meat.
We've got Fruin waiting.
Get him on. It's not the phone in for nothing. It's the phone in. Before Fruin comes in, let me just say, make sure you get Christmas jumpers if you get one in the UK before the 12th. Let me just say that. So you've got get it sorted now. Go ahead, get Fruin on.
Should be able to, you know.
Go ahead, Fruin. Let's have you on, mate.
Hello, you're all right.
Go on, mate.
I just had a question because we were talking about this week. You talked about changing the target for this season.
Yeah,
potentially, we could be aiming a lot higher than what we were expecting. How important is European football to changing our transfer strategy next summer?
That's an interesting question. Let me ask you a question then, Froome, because we used to always do this, like literally for the first, I think, 4 or 5 years of Toffee TV. We'd get to March or April, and me and Baz would always make a video basically going, do we want Europe? Will Europe like sort of get in the way? So where do you stand on that before we start? Because I know a lot of people sort of can sort of get sidetracked by Europe, and we're like, don't want it, it'll, you know, because we'll have to buy loads of players and it'll ruin like our trajectories, or you know what I mean, it'll ruin next season because it'll weaken us in the league. So what's your feeling on that?
You've been blank.
One's playing Christmas cards.
Who's someone? Yeah, I can hear that. Go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah. So regarding the transfer strategy, I think it would allow us to take more risks. I think branching out into Europe, going into lower divisions. I think more risks can be allowed, can be taken. I think because obviously the bedding in process for players is, obviously we know how long that can take. Seeing with players like Barry and even Diblin, but I think getting Europe, I think, is massive because we can take those risks. We can go to those leagues that Baz is always going on about, like Austria and Belgium, and you know, I think we get to see the fruits of like the work that we put in with these young players when they start playing in, say, the Conference League or the Europa League, because they have that time and there's not that much pressure on them to really get into the team. So you know, I hope we get Europe, obviously, because it would allow us to. I would expect Everton to make more risks going forward in the transfer market, going for younger players from different leagues, and you know, seeing what their ceiling is with this club, because you know, with Europe, obviously, like it just means there's less pressure on the players, and you know, bring them into the first team's not as much. There's not as much time. They don't need. They can have a lot of time basically to get into the team.
Yeah, like I've said this a few times this season. It's like it's absolutely perfect for like a Crystal Palace or even like a Newcastle to bed in players. It would, having Europe for us, like say this year, would have been absolutely perfect for a Tyler Diblin, for Barry, maybe even for an Asnu, that they would have played so many more games. Because what, like with Europe now, you're basically guaranteed 10 games, I think it is, like, because I think, like, say, just take the Champions League for instance. I'm not saying we'd get in the Champions League, but Champions League, it's 8 games, and if you qualify out of that in the top teams, then you get, obviously the next round is a 2-legged, and then if you don't qualify and you go into like if you go into like the playoff, then that's a 2 games for a playoff guaranteed. So there's 10 games, and I'm sure it's similar in the other 2 trophies. And that's 10 games where really you probably need to win 5 of those games. Like, probably don't lose no more than 3. And if you're in the Conference League or the Europa League, as a Premier League team, there's a really good chance you're going to be able to manage that. And that's going to give so much more game time. And we wouldn't be sitting here now looking at our players going, why hasn't Tyler Diblin played more games? Why is Barry would have scored goals in Europe, I believe so. Diblin would have played like 5 or 6 games, and you would have seen him in Europe, and therefore the manager would be like you've just said, you can take those players, you trust them more because you've seen them play, and then you don't get like the Carabao Cup situation where you play everybody all at once. And I think that's what would really help us. And I think that's where, say, Palace are going to massively benefit from that this season, and maybe even Forest, is that they can dip players in during that during the games, that 6-7 games or whatever, not feel too much pressure, and those players get an opportunity. Again, and that to me that's an incredible amount of games where you can take the pressure off the Premier League. When people are now starting to say, or when we used to say, oh, it's too much pressure Thursday, Sunday or whatever, if you buy those players and you just dip them in and you know how to use them, then you should be absolutely fine, in my opinion. And it's what a great opportunity to give young players a game. So like Harrison Armstrong wouldn't have to go out on loan, or even if like next year Harrison Armstrong is a squad player and we were in Europe, let's just say, he would get 5 or 6 games in Europe. I mean, what a fantastic opportunity that would be for him.
I think with Palace, I think they kind of missed out on opportunity because they didn't really make many signings in the summer, and I know the manager's
gone mad, yeah.
I think with the opportunity that they've got, I think they're in the Conference League, so they could have took a bit more risks in the market, and I don't think they really have done that. But you see it with Forest, who made a lot of signings in the summer, and they get to bed those players in. And
yeah,
obviously, like those players, like even the striker Jesus, he's starting to play Premier League games now, and he looks like he's adjusting to it a bit quicker. So I just think with those kind of risks, that if we get in Europe, I think we can afford to take more chances, and it'd just be more exciting to see different types of players come in and see how they settle in, say, the Conference League or whatever.
Yeah, and it's where we actually went wrong the last time we were in Europe or with Koeman, is that there was a real opportunity to bed players in that. I know it was a really tough group. There was a real opportunity to bed the players in. We bought that summer.
We made loads of signings. Like we had Luck and Vlasic, and you know, you're thinking of them players. Like those are the type of players you want us to bring in and really develop them in those types of competitions.
And that would have been a real, like, if we'd said that summer, like, you know, you've got these 6 games, all right, you want to get through, obviously, but because we were playing basically the same team, game in and week out for the whole of that European run and the league, and we were bad in both, instead of going, do you know what, let's give Sandro an opportunity in Europe, or let's give a Luchman an opportunity in Europe, or a Vlasic an opportunity in Europe, and a Klaassen an opportunity in Europe. Leave the Premier League team alone, like get the basic Premier League team. That would have helped out those players so much, settle into the club, knowing that they're going to be playing in Europe week in and week for the first, whatever it was, like obviously it was only 6 games. But like that would have really helped that entire team, and he completely botched it up. But with whatever it is, 8 to 10 games, if you're in the conference or you're in the Europa League, you're 100% getting out of the group stage if you're a Premier League club, because you're just too strong. So I look at week in and week out of like the teams Palace are playing in the conference, and you just couldn't dream of anything more of having all of those teams. And as you just mentioned, Palace though didn't bring any players in to use, so they are maybe getting a little bit stretched. But like, what an opportunity if you can get it and grasp it, and as you've said, bring in some young talent, and that's how you bed them into the club. That would be such an opportunity. Would
you think playing in that type of competition would see more youth players coming into the team as well, like your Braden Grahams and maybe your Justin Clarks coming in? Because obviously, like, if they're not getting loan moves or whatever, and we're playing, you know, not so difficult oppositions, you think those type of players could be integrated, or would it be a bit too much?
I don't know, because I don't know the exact level there right now. But I suppose if you were playing some, like, without disrespecting any of those teams, there are some absolute minnows in like the Conference League. So why not have them on the bench and bring them on and, like, you know, bring them on for 10, 15 minutes and just see how they get on, especially if you're doing well in that tournament, especially if you've got someone at home and you know you're lucky enough to be 3-0 up or 4-0 up. You don't always get that luxury, you know, very rarely get that luxury in the Premier League. So wouldn't it be lovely to just be able to do that? I mean, I suppose that's sort of what Moyes could have done on Saturday, really. I'm just trying to think. We made, what did we make? 3 subs in 2 windows, was it, on Saturday?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, so it would have been nice maybe if he'd brought Asnu on maybe late on or something. But that's what, if you are playing in one of those tournaments, you get the opportunity to do, and that's where, like, Liverpool have always been able to, and like Arsenal, they always have. Because they're in Europe and they're always going to play minnows, they're always got that opportunity. And then the League Cup becomes like secondary then, and you can have a decent run in the League Cup. And it's all these things. It's all about just giving players game time, and we never seem to have enough games to give these players a run. And yet all these players need is a run, and that's what We've seen that with Barry. It's like you have to play him. But imagine Barry had played an extra like 6 games in Europe. That would have been, and even Beto playing some games in Europe where he scores goals and his confidence gets going. It's like because we're playing in the Premier League every single game, and there's no everything's like live or die, isn't it, with the Premier League? It would just be nice to have a tournament. And I've half jokingly said it loads of times, but to me, if the Carabao Cup had a group stage, and I know people will go, oh, that's stupid, but if it did have a group stage, oh my God, imagine how much pressure that would take off playing players. If the Carabao Cup had, like, you know, you played like 3 guaranteed games rather than just 1, it would make such a difference. I know that probably there's no room for it in the calendar, but yeah, but you're right, Europe, if Everton could get that place in Europe by hook or by crook, then, and that might be a case of because the top 4 win, you know, when it drops into the league, or a team wins the Europa League or the Champions League's won by. If that happens, it'd be huge. It'd be absolutely huge for Everton if they got Europe next season, I think.
Yeah, it's just why I hope we make some signings in January and, you know, do that Villa type of push that they did, and
absolutely.
You know, who knows what happens. I just got one more question.
Go on, mate.
Obviously, I think I might know the answer to this, but how would you take getting into Europe? Would you take by winning a trophy in the FA Cup, or would you do it by the league?
Oh, I mean, it'd be trophy if you could offer me one or the other, it would be trophy. 100%.
So you saying that, you think we should make a push really for the FA Cup and start playing our strongest squad for Sunderland?
Yeah, and I think he will. I think he will push for the FA Cup. And in some ways, I think having a 3rd round tie against a Premier League team mightn't be at home, mightn't be the worst thing in the world, because it straight away focuses on us like we have to get through this and we can't mess about, where sometimes that's not always the case. So no, I think Moyes will push for the FA Cup. I don't think there'll be any messing in the FA Cup. It's the second half of the season, where, you know, hopefully by the time the FA Cup starts, we'll be in an even stronger position, you know, touch wood, and you're not worrying too much about anything else. And then it is like, well, this is, because I do think if you have a really good run in the second half of the season with the FA Cup, they go hand in hand. You're playing well in the league and you're playing well in the Premier League, and everything's just up and up and up and up. There'll be no reason, hopefully there'll be absolutely no reason to say, oh, we need to rest players for this, or I think that's what Moyes is very much like. He's very much like a manager who's a second half of the season manager. That's where the business, first half of the season, it's a little bit cagey. You make sure you're picking up the wins, you're putting points on the table, and then the second half of the season, it's like, this is where the business begins now. This is sort of like where we know what we're aiming for. This is like, now we know what bracket we're in. And I think if there is a sniff of Europe in January, I think that changes I think he'll be pushing for signings, and I do think he'll take the FA Cup very, very seriously.
Yeah, I hope so too, mate. Anyway, thanks for that.
Cheers, mate. Good.
Hopefully Everton can win on Saturday. It is my birthday. I know we've got a dreadful record at Stamford Bridge, but we've been beating those dreadful records lately, so hopefully we can beat another one. And
happy day, and happy birthday for Saturday, mate. All the best. See you later.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Right. Nice one through in there, who basically, because it's his birthday, he's guaranteeing us a win. Basically, that's what he just said.
We've got Brian Garside.
Okay.
Got 3 people in the queue here.
Brian Garside. Go ahead, Bri.
Right.
Go on, Bri. How was the weekend for you, mate?
Brilliant. Just brilliant. No run this week. Yes, what I've got to say that the reaction from the group, I mean, all of us, there were 94 of us, walked in. First time you're there, you remember it yourself, you walked in, just wow. Yeah. Just completely wow. Completely taken by it. And the atmosphere was, well, I mean, you could imagine on a really hot, on a good day, a tight match, that the atmosphere could really get going, the noise would be incredible. But outside the ground, I thought the plaza was nicely done. And I particularly loved that the stonework, the way it's made to look like a wave. Yeah. That is outstanding. That's superb. I mean, lad said he was getting wobbly legs. He saw you, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Should have come over?
Well, I said to him, it wasn't the right moment. He said he was doing something was happening, whatever. So anyway, it was a fantastic experience. We were up in the northeast end, and we actually got our little ditty go. We actually sang our song, and it was very well appreciated. I'm surprised you didn't hear it. All 94 of us. There was only 50,000 others in the stadium.
Yeah.
I bet they didn't hear it. I think it's quite poor of you. You're not listening for it.
So were you above the away fans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was fun too, watching them fighting with each other and getting thrown out. That really was
brilliant.
Really was a good laugh. Then, of course, when we sang ours, it was very well received by those around us as well. They even started singing "We Love You, Sweden." It was really quite funny. We got applause for it. So we had a good laugh. But yeah, what a stadium. Amazing. And I tell you what, it's well worth an extra hour of my day to go to that stadium.
Oh, here he goes.
Here he goes. Yeah.
How did you get down there? Did you walk down there or did you use the transport?
We walked.
Yeah.
But that was always the plan anyway, because we were able to. And even getting the train afterwards is no problem.
Yeah.
But what I did notice was a lot of people leaving early.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is sad. And there's even people walking past them saying, "Where are you going? Why are you leaving?" And
because of the transport, Bright, that's why.
Yeah. But even so, if you're going for a match, you're paying that money, you stay for the game.
No, I agree with you, mate. I do agree with you. If you go and you stay, but
I remember even back in the 70s, we used to take the mickey out the Kemlyn Road because once 20 minutes to go, clocked up. It started emptying then, and we used to take the mickey out on no end. And sadly, I mean, if you, as I said, it's because of where Goodison was, 39,000 people could dissipate it all ways.
Yeah,
there's hundreds of roads around it. You've got the main roads. You got Walton Lane. You got Hutton Avenue, Priory Road. It's a lot of big roads to dissipate to. But here, of course, you're limited, and that's just got to accept it. And for me, it's a price well worth paying to have that stadium where it is. It's not a discussion. It is a fantastic stadium. It really does blow you away. Crikey, we're going to have some good days there. Yeah.
I just think, you're right in a way, but the problem is that's just not how everyone feels. Brian, we've spoke about it a million times, but there are like little things. People going down at half time early, people coming back from half time late because of all.
I agree with you there. The toilets doing. The catering was not good, but there's no point in leaving your seat at half time because you never make it back in time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all the logistics, isn't it? It's like the concourses are full, the toilet, you can't get into a toilet. So people go down early, people are missing goals, people are coming back late, the ground looks empty just after half time, and people are leaving early because I don't agree with it. I think I said it on I have no problem. I said it publicly on my match reaction. I feel like it's a little bit disrespectful to players when they've just won 3-0 and they look around and half the ground's empty. I don't like that. But at the same time, people will say to me, "Well, it takes me an extra hour to get home, so I might as well get off." And that's a problem they're going to have to solve. They're going to have to solve that problem. So I take all points, but people are still going to.
Yes, we all know what the problems are, but the thing is, to my mind, the extra hour a day for that stadium, crikey, it's worth it. I've no problem with that at all, none at all, because if it's worth it compared to Goodison Park. And as for Goodison Park, do I miss it? Having been once to the new stadium, the answer is a firm no.
Yeah, well, that's the general feeling, I think, Bri.
Yeah, but so there's a price to pay. And if it's an extra hour, then there you go. That's it. Because of the geography of it and the logistics. Yes, there are improvements to be made. Absolutely. No question about that. But
for me, though, Bri, you're letting the people who have made a mess of it out off the hook. And that's the thing, mate. It's not about people. I appreciate what you're saying. It is well worth it. I just think the people who have made a mess of the transport shouldn't be let off the hook because it is a mess, and it's a stick and plaster, and it needs to be sorted out. And the guy just doesn't listen to anybody when he's criticised. So it needs to be sorted big time because as someone said to me at the match on Saturday, what if there was a reason why we all had to evacuate out of that ground and we had to get away from that ground quickly? We wouldn't be able to. And he said that's the real problem, and obviously no one wants that, but that's the real issue. Is what if we all needed to get away from that ground quickly? It's the people who are in the positions of power are just sitting there with their fingers in their ears, going la 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 because they think they're doing a great job, and they're not. They've done nothing. They've done nothing as always. So, but I do appreciate it. Is amazing. And what you're saying there about Goodison, it's sad. Obviously, we've had the news this week that the Winslow is going to shut down, and obviously you've had like nights in the Winslow, haven't you, before games and stuff?
Yeah.
And that's really, really sad. But I think that's a demonstration of how quickly people move on, because there's always, and we've said this about the women's games as well, there's always this thing of, we'll go back to Goodison, or, Everton were playing the under-21s were playing Real Madrid last week. There was probably only a few thousand there. Everton women have only get a few thousand. And people are not turning up at the likes of the Winslow or the other pubs to get the buses down, because people have moved on pretty quickly. They've been given something new and something better, and as much as we've had the heritage, of our beloved Goodison Park, it's done and dusted now. We're over it. We're past it. We've moved on to something new, which is generally how life works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's.
And what I don't understand is, I know the ground being built for events, but considering what it's built for, the main reason for it, there's too many women's toilets, and what the hell are they doing putting in baby changes? Who the hell takes a baby to a match? Anyone taking a baby to a match you'd be in touch with the social services.
I don't know. Really, we all, really crazy. Some people. No, there are.
That's
it
wrong.
doesn't make sense of how the toilets have been done. The men's toilets are an absolute joke. I can't even know. Like, they're a joke. They're an absolute joke. It's mad. The split in women and men and how many toilets they've got. And I do sympathise with women because they've had it for years. And they're getting the laugh. But the baby changing stuff's quite funny. Like, that's quite funny. But you've got to be ready for the other stuff, I suppose. So, but if it's
but
it is a football ground.
You don't take babies to events like that.
Maybe not in Sweden.
I'll tell you. And then, I know there's others waiting, so
go on, mate.
Watch this quickly. The ticketing agencies, something's got to be done about them, because there's so many empty places.
I know. It is.
There are people who want to go every week who can't get tickets.
No, you're absolutely right. That is something that, again, it's about joining the dots. There's a lot of dots that need to be joined on this stadium, and one of them is, on Saturday, there was seats everywhere, and yet the attendance was put down as being 52,500. There was seats everywhere, and yet all I see is people going, I can't get a ticket, and that connection has to be made. There's something somewhere is going wrong. And
someone's got to look for them.
Yeah, and someone's being left with a load of tickets. For me, the answer's quite simple. Everton have to look at it and bite their tongue and go, let's have more season ticket holders. Let's put another 5,000 season ticket holders into the ground. Those people, we know they're coming week in and week out. They're putting it in the calendar. They're not messing about. They're not worried, like I've said a few times, where people are like, they're offered the ticket last minute and they're like, I've already got plans. Get 5,000 more people in that ground who are season ticket holders, and they're going week in, week out, and fix the problem so people who've got season ticket holders now aren't going to be leaving. And I think that, to me, I know the whole thing is, people who do the walk-up, they'll spend more money, but it's clearly not working because people are not prepared to pay that extra money for the tickets. Like,
there aren't the walk-ups, because if they just lower the price, put more on general sale, then those seats will get sold. If they take control of the sales, the seats will get sold. I never had a problem getting a ticket for Goodison Park at 39,000. But go to Dickinson with 50,000, you can never get one.
I know, I've said this. I said we're the only club who've added 14,000 tickets, and yet you can't get a ticket. It's mad.
More on general sales for the general public or members, okay, than they have now. Instead of giving them to these agencies, they have to put it more to their own supporters. Take control of it themselves.
No, it is. It's that, and then you're offering tickets to people for like £100 Now you might sell the odd few of them. You might get people coming from abroad who go, you know what? I don't want to take the chance. I'm only coming for one game. I don't need that membership or whatever. I'm coming for one game and it makes more sense just to get one. Fine, but how often does that happen? That doesn't happen that often. And people who are genuine fans who just want to go to the game, they're not going to pay. We're just not that kind of fan base.
No, we're not.
We're not that kind of fan base. We understand. I think our fan base is, because we come from a working class city, we understand the value of money, and no one's going to pay stupid amounts of money to come to an Everton game where they're playing Nottingham Forest. It just doesn't. We're just not that kind of fan base. So for me, it's dead simple. I'll put more season tickets into the system and take them off these companies. And I know Everton will go, well, we get loads of money off these. I know, yeah, that's great, but there's loads of seats empty and you're pissing off your own fans.
Yeah, and you're losing other revenue streams too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Quickly then, about Saturday, the question is, I'm worried about Thierry Barry, about his injuries, his shoulders. So I'm thinking about resting him and playing Beto to start. James Garner's a right back. Idrissa and Dewsbury Hall centre midfield with Alcaraz behind Beto, because Beto scored when he had Alcaraz with him last season. And they've got O'Brien centre half instead of Keane, who's been injured. But that's the discussion. I'll let other people get on that. So
cheers, Bri.
Take care now.
Good to hear you had a good time, mate. Nice one.
He did. It was brilliant.
See you. Yeah, nice one, mate. See you later. Right, who we got?
I think it's Dave Witch.
Dave Witch? It can't be Dave Witch.
It is.
I don't believe it's Dave Witch, Father of the Year, Dave Witch.
That's it, mate. You know, someone's got to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's your baby, so I'd like to think you would be the father of your own baby. Because if that, you know, you can't have Barry doing it. He's just not prepared.
No, exactly, mate. Exactly. I'm the biggest learning curve, mate, that I've had. Biggest learning curve. I've never typed so much into. I actually feel like at this stage, ChatGPT might be actually raising the baby better than I am, because the amount of things I actually go in and ask it.
To be fair, mate, that is just the future anyway, isn't it? Let's be honest. AI is going to be raising everyone's kids soon. Do you know what I mean? And good luck to me. Do you know what I mean? Good luck to me.
Funny enough, I don't know if this is allowed on the phone in, but my question, I've just seen. Did you see Latiz the other day? His latest thing about.
No, I try and stay away from his latest news. I must admit, it's not something I subscribe to much anymore.
Well, Letiz's latest is he's questioning the weather, and he believes the governments control the weather, and he is kind of evidence of this is during COVID when it was wall to wall sunshine. Yeah. He was kind of putting it out there. Isn't it convenient that was times of the same year that everyone was locked inside in their back gardens?
Yeah, it was. That was weird. That wasn't it. That it was sunny in the summer. That was weird, that wasn't it? Because normally it pisses down in the summer. Yeah, he might listen. He might be onto something being sunny in the summer. But
my question was, it's a question to you, and James, one of you, is what's your favourite conspiracy theory? Do you want me to start while you've got a chance to think?
Go on. Yeah, this is quite left field, but I will let you off with this because I just generally feel like there's a baby in your arm and you're just like, I need to talk to I need sanity. I need to talk to somebody, for God's sake.
Yeah, paternity, mate. I'm just sat at that. So the Antarctic, everyone goes on about the aliens and what have you. But genuinely, I'm not into the flat earth thing. No. But I definitely think that there's definitely more behind that Antarctic. It's just so well guarded. You never really see any coverage from there. When you do, it's all very flaky on the outskirts. Yeah. You know, the Chinese, the Russians, obviously ourselves. We've all got massive. You know, the USA. We've got massive bases on the kind of outskirts, and never comes out of it. You know, why are they putting so much time and resources? Now, whether that's a different civilization where basically they're all like Haaland and they're all like, superhuman beings that just score loads of goals. So maybe we could actually send a scout there, to be honest with you, to look for a goal scorer. I don't know.
Do you know what's weird about that? So I sort of agree what you're saying. I get what you're saying there, right? Because it's like the last untouched place on earth, apparently, even though there's all these people down there doing God knows what. But do you know what? I think this part of the reason why we don't quite understand it is because the way we look at maps, right? So obviously maps, when we look at them, are generally flat. When we look at like Google Earth or whatever, we never look at like, and you always forget, I think, and this is the same with the Arctic, is how close the things are actually to each other. Yeah. So like Russia and America are really close to each other, but when you look on a flat map, you don't see that. You see America over on the left-hand side and Russia on the right-hand side. And I think it's the same at the bottom. You're not really noticing that all these continents at the bottom are really close to each other, and they're not that far away from Antarctica. So basically, really, it's just a security thing, isn't it? Basically, it's like, if we block off that lane of traffic there, then they can't come down us. Because when you think about it, you do often look at a map and just think, yeah, it's miles from Russia or China to America, and it's not that far. You just have to nip over the Arctic, dead quick, over the top, no issue, be there in 10 minutes. And maybe that's the reason, but I don't know. Or there's pyramids under the ice.
There have been some reports, haven't there, where people have been found, and like, how did you get here? And like, we walked over the... when it was frozen, walks over the Antarctica.
So. Well, you're not allowed to fly. You're not allowed to, like, even though it would make journeys quicker, you're not allowed to cut over Antarctica in a plane.
Yeah,
you're not. You have to go round it. So some people would say that's a conspiracy theory, and some people would go, "Don't be fucking stupid," because if anything happens,
why can't you though?
What?
Why can't you?
Because if there was to be an emergency, you'd land in Antarctica and everyone on the plane would be goosed. Or you'd find the pyramids, you'd find the pyramids, and that's always the thing about conspiracy theories. There's always a but what if? So, like Emma's straight in there. She's like saying seeding and all this nonsense. It's dead weird the way we can always imagine like mad scenarios, but we can't take what scientists just go. The reason the weather's goosed is because you keep on pumping all kinds of shit into the atmosphere. But everyone would rather go, no, what it is the government have got this machine. Don't you remember when Kate Bush was running up that hill? Because our fella had it. And she was like storm chasing. Wasn't actually the same song as Run Up the Hill. But ironically, in the video, James, she was running up a hill. It doesn't make sense. Wow. It was the 80s. I don't get it myself. Jack Bauer's dad was the guy who was her dad as well. None of it makes sense.
I don't even know who Jack Bauer is.
You don't know who Jack Bauer is? God, Baz would have you over his knee right now.
Yeah.
He'd have you over
that. You've told me about 24 a lot.
Yeah. So people would rather come up with mad theories rather than just going, this makes the most sense.
It's like, I was going to say the Mandela effect. Is that just people are actually in different timelines, or people are just giving themselves a reason for why they've got something wrong?
It is just people giving themselves
everyone's
a reason.
just equally stupid.
It is. But Emma's still pushing the weird conspiracy. She's in there. Listen. All I know is that at the moment, Bootle's getting knocked down, and there must be a reason for that. There must be a conspiracy why the strand's getting knocked down. Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? Maybe they found that if you go under the strand, there's a tunnel that takes you. It was in something similar happened in Lost, and it takes a tunnel that takes you straight to Antarctica from the strand. It's under that butcher's.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now.
Salt and pepper chicken. There's got to be a reason why it's so good. Can't just be normal salt and pepper seasoning.
Emma, right? I'm just referring to Emma now. I don't watch any news anymore because all news is batshit crazy now. So I don't even watch any news. No news. I have a no news thing now. So, but I'm pretty confident that governments aren't changing the weather. I'm pretty confident that's the reason the weather's not the way it is. I'm pretty confident because we've absolutely fucked up the planet. That's my opinion. But, you can have yours. You can have yours. Daniel says there's a Greggs in Antarctica.
Ooh.
Well, that would stand to reason, because there is a Greggs in a lot of places. You find them in weird places, don't you? You just turn the corner, there's a Greggs there.
Yeah, fair play. I wonder if it's like a sitting Greggs, like one of these new Greggs, where they have like a posh sitting area.
You pay a little bit extra for it.
Do you have to pay a little bit extra?
20p extra
to sit in? Oh,
I remember years ago. I can actually tell you when it was. It was after the 3-3 derby with De La Feo under Martinez, and I remember I think Carl Frotch was fighting that night,
Yeah.
So anyway, it was my mate's birthday in Newcastle. So again, I'm going off on a tangent. So we set off straight after that game. Get to Newcastle, didn't have a chance to eat, straight on the hill with the lads. And it gets to about 1 or 2 in the morning. Absolutely starving. And I could just murder a takeaway. So I said to the old concierge on the hotel, like, where would you go now for food? And he said, oh, Greg's the Baker's. I was like, what? 2 o'clock in the morning? And he said, just turn the corner around there. That's probably where everyone goes round here. You see, turns the corner. There was a massive queue outside, and they've got a 24 hours. Greg's the Baker's in Newcastle.
Wow.
There's one in Leicester Square in London as well. There's like like Leicester Square, like where honestly, there's a fucking Greg's, and it's like that as well. If all like the tourists are like, oh my god, it's a Greg's. I don't know if it's open 24 hours, but what a time to be alive. Someone's just put the polar bears. I think it was polar bears are eating the Greg's. Well, there aren't any polar bears in the Antarctic. There aren't any polar bears. There's penguins.
Is there not?
No, they're all in the Arctic.
Same thing.
Where's the education in the world? All the polar bears are in the North Pole with Father Christmas. You idiot.
See, that Jesse,
I'll admit.
Jesse Ventura, he thinks that seagulls are government drones that spy. So I wonder.
Fair play.
I did see quite a lot of seagulls over Bramley Moor at the weekend.
Yeah.
The HD.
Never seen a baby pigeon.
You've never seen a baby pigeon?
Nope. You ever seen a baby pigeon?
Probably.
Could you put it on your life that you've seen a baby pigeon?
I don't think I need to.
Exactly. Could be robots.
Could be robots, or it could be a panda in disguise. See, you didn't see that coming, did you? You did not see that coming, did you?
But
because pandas, how have pandas survived this long? By the way, they're the stupidest animal. How have pandas remember the one that cozied up to Graham Sharp just to bring it back to Everton? Remember it? I wasn't sure he was more I wasn't sure he was more bamboozled, Graham Sharp or the panda. But how have pandas managed to live? They're so stupid.
Talking of this, someone brought this up the other day. Do you remember the reindeers in the fan zone at Goodison?
Yeah. I told, who did I tell? I think I was telling Charlotte the other week, and she was like, what? It's like, yeah, we had reindeers. And then, wasn't there something that happened last week where a reindeer got loose in Sefton? Yeah. My God, like, no, by ours, like, we're scared. This is the difference, same places in Liverpool. By ours, you'd have rats. In Formby, they have reindeers. Just roaming round. There you go.
The best part of that is there was numerous places that it could have got out of. You have to investigate.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like, have you lost a reindeer? No, but one of our polar bears. Don't know where it is, lad. On the first fucking boat to Antarctica, I've heard.
Get the seagulls in the air. Get the seagulls in the air. Yeah. The drones. There you go. Try and find it.
I mean, maybe this is the new section of the phone, and we didn't know we needed.
Daniel Barton said you don't see baby pigeons because they stay in the nest till they can fly.
There you go.
What if that's what they want you to think? That's a good excuse, isn't it?
See, that's what I love about conspiracies. That's what they want you to think.
That's a good excuse.
That's what they want.
That's why.
Well, we haven't been to Mars. Why haven't we been to Mars? Well, we haven't got the transport. Yeah, we haven't created a rocket ship that can get you there. Yeah, that's what they want you to think. There's loads of.
They want you to think pigeons.
When that thing was there, they just pointed it the wrong way. That's it. Anyway.
Sorry, lads. I just want to change it up.
There
anyway.
you go, Dave. I think. You know what? We could literally talk about this all day, but I do believe we might need to get back to Everton. Unfortunately, Emma's about to blow up. She's standing outside what was left of the Strand, going mad. Literally, like Abraham Simpson, like that's at the clouds. Ooh, Keir Starmer, sing you, didn't he? You knobhead. That one's Keir Starmer. That one's Farage. That one's the other fella. That's basically Emma right now. And fair play to her. She has every right to do that.
She has her beliefs, yeah. Quite extreme.
Tommy says, I love Ped and the show, but you really need to find out what's going on in the world. Tommy, what's going on in the world? What is going on in the world? I'll tell you what's going on in the world, right? Just to finish this conversation. A load of billionaires are ruining it. That's what's going on in the world.
With robot pigeons.
There you go. And they've all got robot pigeons. Elon Musk, he's got electric robot pigeons. Tesla pigeons, just charge them.
The flap of the wings charge them.
Yeah. And that changes the weather.
Exactly.
There you go. Dave, nice one, mate.
See you, lads. Enjoy.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh my God!
Well,
we just needed that change of pace, didn't we?
We got an even better change of pace because now it's Fletch.
Oh, it's Fletch time. Go on, Fletch. All right, mate. Go on.
How are you? Okay.
We're all good. We're all good, mate.
Good, glad to hear. Oh, mate, what a time to be a Blue at the moment, mate. What an absolute dream it is to be a Blue at the minute. The results, what we're getting and going in our favour recently have been nothing short of outstanding. They've been absolutely unreal. Like, just to get, I'm still buzzing over the United game, mate. To go down to 10 men against United at Old Trafford and to win the game is just completely unprecedented as an Evertonian. For anybody, for any Premier League team for that matter, to go down to 10 men and to beat United at Old Trafford is a dream come true.
Oof, yeah, absolutely.
Right, absolutely. I'm buzzing for Barry. I'm absolutely buzzing for him to get his first goal. Hopefully this is the first of many.
Hopefully.
And now it's onwards and upwards. We've got Chelsea at the weekend, right? And because of the way we played against Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth away, right, and United away, I genuinely believe we can get a decent result at the Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, why not?
Why not, mate? That's it, mate. Why not? We are the famous EFC up the Toffees, man. Like, we're playing some decent football. Like, I said at the start of the season, we should be aiming for the top 6.
Yeah. You were a lone voice, Fletch.
Well, the thing is, people are laughing at me saying, Are you sure about that, Fletch? You sure? I was just like, well, yeah, why not? We've got to be aiming for it in order to achieve it. And I'm so buzzing as well that Carlo Ancelotti put out a statement over there. I think it was today, earlier on this morning. There was a link on the Everton Instagram page about him looking forward to coming to the Hill Dickinson Stadium and looking forward to coming to the ground. Because Everton, they're a good team at the moment, right? We're playing some decent, attractive football.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, he didn't put a statement out as such. He did an interview with TNT.
He was asked the question, wasn't he?
He was asked about Everton.
I think it was for TNT Sports.
It was, yeah. He said, I can't wait to come and watch a game there. But I know what I'd love to see.
David Moyes is doing a fantastic job.
I would love to see Brazil play at that ground and him be the manager. Wouldn't that be fitting?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Wouldn't that be just another level of class?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be top class.
I think we might struggle with the Arsenal game. I think we might struggle with the Arsenal game, even though it's at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. But I genuinely reckon that the games there for us against Stamford Bridge, because Chelsea are far from consistent at the moment. I'd say we're a lot more consistent in the league than Chelsea are.
Well, they're a weird team, aren't they? You can't really you can't sort of. Yeah, you're right. You can't look at their results and go, oh, they'll win that next one or they'll lose that next one. They're so up and they're a point above us, aren't they? They're so inconsistent. It's so weird.
United.
Yeah.
But it takes me back to the Newcastle game. Imagine if we would have got a result against Newcastle, even if it was a draw, we would have been in fighting contention for 4th spot. Whereas now we're just below that level. We're just below that bar. But on form at the minute, we are one of the best teams. We are one of the best teams in the league to watch.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know how many other people would want to watch Everton, but I'm quite happy where we are. I think a lot of people want to watch Everton now. I think that's the point. I think we're at a turn. I think we're at a tipping point as a club that we're just on the verge. We're just on the verge now of the big time. Well, to be honest, Fletch, I'm happy to just sort of stay under the radar for a little bit, like I've said loads of times.
Just for another season or so.
Just build. No, not just that. Just build. Get those foundations. I don't want anyone going people can do what they want, but I'm quite happy for the media not to be talking about us for just to stay
getting
under the
too
radar.
Involved with the club.
Build those foundations, and then hopefully.
Well, we've got to keep the momentum going.
Well, that's it.
We've got players coming back in. Right, just a guy he's coming back. Right, he should come back into the side. And in midfield, I'd stick with Dewsbury Hall, Jack Grealish and Njai, with TL Barry up front. I think Garner's playing some good football as well. I think he's been playing some really standout football so far this season in terms of his ability to pick out a pass, in terms of his ability to his forward thinking, his forward play. It's just so refreshing to watch as an Evertonian, my team doing as well as what we're doing.
Yeah, that's it, Fletch, innit? And, you know, just long may it continue, and long may we just keep building and hopefully get some better players in January and just
that's what we need. We need to keep one eye on the January transfer window, because I think we need another right back and another striker.
Yeah.
I think Beto. I think we should start considering whether or not we get rid of Beto in January. If we can, we should cash him in. We should cash him in for as much as possible if we can get a replacement for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
I agree.
I think because Thiago Barry's the investment. Thiago Barry's the one with the potential. He's the one with the potential and ability to score goals in that respect. Whereas Beto now, he's just a place warmer. I don't think he should ever have got the number 9 shirt myself. I think it should have just either stayed up in the air, the number 9 shirt, or it should have gone to Barry. I don't think Beto should have got the number 9 shirt when DCL left. I really don't.
Yeah. No, I'd just left it with nobody. I think that's a shirt you earn. I think that's a shirt.
Exactly, it's got to be
at the
earned.
football club.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And now it's just up the toffees. Like, we've got so much cause to be optimistic at the moment as Evertonians, because we've got a decent set of owners in now. We've got the stability there from the Friken group. David Moyes has got us playing some good, attractive, decent, honest football, right? And now,
sorry, Fletch. What makes it honest?
What makes it honest is like, because if you look at the likes of Liverpool, for example, they always seem to get the odd penalty, don't they? Okay. Or if the game isn't going in their favour, they always get the extra minutes, don't they? Whereas Everton, we don't get any of that.
All right, so that's what makes us honest. I like it.
That's what keeps us honest, mate. We don't.
Brilliant.
Like, having going down, how much more honest can you get going down to 10 men against United at Old Trafford and winning 1-0?
Exactly. There you go. We were so honest. We can beat you at 10 men.
Like, we beat them with exactly, and the way in which we got the way in which we went down to 10 men as well. We were fucking smacked. I shouldn't swear, but we smacked our own player. Worked that out.
We did.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Happy days, Fletch.
Fletch, it is happy days, mate.
Can I ask you one question before you go?
Go on.
Do you still want Jose Mourinho?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I mean, if he was to become available and he's shown an interest in the summer, then maybe.
Okay.
But I'm happy with David Moyes. I really am. I'm not just going to go. The only reason why I say maybe is because I want a manager that's won it all in order to achieve it all. I want a manager that's won everything, who knows what he's doing in the highest possible way, in order for Everton to achieve that trophy, like that trophy mentality, that trophy winning, world beating mentality. And that's the reason why I keep my options open when it comes to Jose Mourinho. But like, I'm so happy with David Moyes. You know, he's like, David Moyes is a gentleman. He's come in, he's settled the club down. He's got us fighting for Europe again. Like, the fight is on now for top 6 to top 8. Right, Danny Murphy said it himself, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? It's like, now it's just, there's so much optimism at Everton. There's so much cause for optimism as well. It's not just it's not just smoke and mirrors. It's not just hot bluster. There's a lot of substance behind the way Everton are doing things at the moment, which is good. Which is good for Everton, because it's about time we started challenging at the highest possible level.
Absolutely. Nice one, Fletch.
No worries, man.
Cheers, mate. Speak to you soon.
See you later. Have a good one, fellas, yeah? Have a good Christmas if I don't speak to you beforehand.
You will. You'll speak to us. Don't talk nonsense. You'll speak to us.
Yeah, probably.
See you later, mate.
Take it easy, fellas.
See you later. Ta-ra, mate.
Next, you've got Braden.
Well, I was just about to say, if there's one person you would think would get involved in conspiracy theories, it would be Fletch, wouldn't it? But he's just not interested. He just wants the power of Everton. Right, go on. Let's get Braden on.
Hey,
can you hear me?
Go on, mate. Yeah, can hear you.
Okay, how are you doing?
All right, mate. How are you?
Good. Just taking a little extra long lunch break to get on here.
Nice. You doing any plumbing?
Yeah, every day.
Oh, nice. Top plumber.
Every day.
Top plumber.
For sure.
Go on, mate.
Well, I was so nervous last time I came on. I didn't really know what I was going to talk to you guys about. So I was sitting here trying to think about. I wish I could talk to you right after the game because I called my dad and we talked for hours about ideas and stuff. So I guess with Moyes, do you think that, first of all, having Moyes back, it's like a warm. There's no one that I'd want to have take us into Europe or have a great season or achieve anything. Having Moyes on the sideline, if we win an FA Cup or if we make it into Europe, it makes it that much more special to me because it's the manager that was there when I became an Everton fan. So, though, with that though, do you think that obviously as a club we might be looking when his contract runs out, or at the end of this year, we could be looking at other, more younger, ambitious managers. Do you think that Moyes has an interest in extending, a contract or staying if we are successful at the end of the season?
Well, he's got 18 months left, so he's got, this season and the rest of this season, the rest of the next season. So I think it'll just come down to obviously where we are and where I suppose what the owners where the owners believe we are as a club, whether we're ready for that next thing or whether David Moyes wants to stay on, whether he's got the energy. And I suppose if Everton are doing well and are moving in the right direction, they might just hand them another contract if they feel like if everything's going okay. But as we know, football doesn't always work like that. So I think for him, he's obviously said that he believes like Everton are basically his last job, and he knows he can't do it for as long as he did last time. But I suppose it's how quickly he turns Everton into a good side, and then what will he want to stick around for the fruit? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's made this great side. Like, if he makes Everton a decent side, and then he hands it over to somebody else, like, I'm sure David Moyes will have the ambition of going, no, I want to win something with Everton. I'll be like, Everton are his club. He'll be desperate to win something with Everton. And if we are on the verge of being a team that can compete, then I can't imagine he'll walk away, personally. But obviously the owners will have to agree with that. I think the owners at the moment are very, very happy with him because he's taken Everton forward. He's not wasted, I don't think, a hell of a lot of money. I think he's been very honest about the signings we've made, and he's making the most of the players we already have, and he's just trying to turn us from one thing into another, and that might take a lot more than the 2.5 years he signed on for. I think
it'd be good for, if he gets in maybe in January this summer, brings in some more players like Tyler Dibbling or just younger players that he can, whenever that transition does come to, I think the owners are smart about letting Moyes develop. Obviously we're already moving in a better direction than we had been over the past few years. But if he can bring in some players that are going to, make that transition into, I'm really excited for players like Tyler Dibbling. And that's kind of my next thing, which is, do you think with Ndai and Idrissa Gana Gueye being out for several matches, do you think that Dibbling gets an opportunity in that right wing role, or do you think that he's gonna maybe, it could be, I don't know if he's gonna have him start or whether it's gonna be McNeil for the experience. But I think that we could really, over this Christmas period, we could really see Dibbling get a good shot at it.
I think everyone would like to see him play, but unfortunately so far the minutes have been very limited. I don't think that would be a major issue if Njai was sticking around. But unfortunately it sort of put a bit of a clock on, didn't it? It put a bit of a clock on Dibbling and where he was, like an artificial clock. And maybe the manager just doesn't, for the fan base, sorry, and maybe the manager doesn't see it like that. Maybe the manager's just like whoever's available. And I don't. The only issue is that he was bought to play right wing, and if we get a situation where Dwight McNeil's playing right wing, then the fan base certainly are going to be a little bit worried by that because of how good Njai is. And sort of Dwight's only had like cameos this season. It's obvious that the manager would like to start moving away from Dwight McNeil and bring in like younger, faster players. But if he's the player he picks, then what can you do? Do you know what I mean? Unless we go for something, I suppose in the first game against Arsenal, because it is Arsenal home, maybe we go for a little bit more of a defence-minded midfield anyway. But then I don't know. We want to play counter-attacking football, and Dwight McNeil doesn't quite help in counter-attacking football because he doesn't have the pace. So we'd all love to see him, but there's no evidence so far that Tyler Dibblin will get in the team when Njai leaves, because he just plays very few games. And the strange thing about it is, though, if you actually look at Tyler Diblin's numbers in terms of like keeping the ball, they're actually quite high. He tends to keep hold of the ball really well. He doesn't lose possession very often.
I'd like to see him when he comes on the pitch. I'd like to see him be a little bit more, not always look for the pass back. I really want to see him get on the ball and try to take somebody on, because he played so much at Southampton in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was just a little bit undercooked, and I think that Moyes will have been, completely aware that we're going to lose and die, at this time of the year, and he's has been weighing out that option. I think that even if he doesn't start, and Dibbling is going to get an opportunity to kind of show what he's about, and. Yeah, obviously, and McNeil too. I think that he wasn't played a lot this season, but I think that he does have a little bit of confidence just coming in the past few games. He hasn't looked bad when he's came on. He looks like he's settled, and every time he gets the ball, it seems like he's not going to lose it. I'd like to, he played really well last year at the number 10 role. Obviously, he's not going to take Dewsbury Hall out of the side. He's been amazing, but one more. Well, first of all, I've been enjoying watching Liverpool play as much as I've been watching Everton, and it's a shame the stuff with Mo Salah if he doesn't play for them, because man, can you imagine how many goals he'd bang into the Championship next year? Anyways, but no, that's not what we're here to talk about. The last thing I've been watching your guys' show for a long time, and as an Everton fan in Kansas, I've never, I saw somebody at the zoo a month ago that was wearing an Everton shirt, and I ran across the zoo to go say, anyways, it's a pretty rare thing to ever see an Everton fan here. Were you born into, obviously you're born in or were you born into being an Evertonian, or how did you decide to start a podcast about Everton doing match reactions and stuff? What got you into that?
I mean, if you weren't born into being an Evertonian, I don't know what's wrong with you, if I'm honest. I think you must have must be something wrong. I think most people would say that they were born into Everton. Some of us would say we had no choice.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, none of us had choices. We were just thrust into it.
But what made you decide that you were going to start
because my opinion is more important than everybody else's. That's why.
Okay, yeah.
That's simply why. My opinion is more.
Sometimes I love listening to it, but I also love when you're wrong, though. I'd love to see Jimmy get into the England squad, and Dewsbury Hall's got a shout too.
Hang on.
It'll happen.
They haven't proved me wrong. That hasn't been proved wrong, has it? So far, I'm winning.
Are you as confident as what you was, though?
I'm not. It doesn't really matter whether I'm confident or not. I'm not wishing for it.
But when we had that debate last time,
I don't think James Garner gets in the England squad. Dewsbury Hall's a lot closer. He's really impressed. He's really impressed me in the last month. And if he gets in, then that's absolutely fantastic. There's no way I would will my opinion to be wrong if it meant good things for Everton and Everton players. So, no, do you know what? Just going back to your question there, it was the dawn. I remember getting an iPhone. I think I got my first iPhone, and I got onto Twitter, and I started connecting with other Evertonians and Evertonians around the world, and one of them was from Kansas. And funny enough, and we decided that podcasts, I know podcasts are massive now, but this was right at the beginning, and podcasts were becoming a thing, and we didn't even know how to make one, and we just figured it out. And so we made a podcast where me and him talk, and I was just more excited about talking to someone who was from America, who was an Evertonian, because I loved the idea of Evertonians being and wanting to spread the word of Everton all around the world. I was a lot less trying to think of the right word, jaded probably then than I am now. So I was delighted to try and get more people to listen to talk about Everton all around the world. So, and then through obviously the power of social media, the very start of social media, that was your advertising. So it was that's how we got into it, and we were doing it before anyone was doing it. In fact, I remember going on the BBC and was like, "Why aren't you doing podcasts?" And they were looking at me like, as in to say, "What's a podcast?" And it was, and that's where it just grew out of. It grew out of actually Everton don't have a massive presence in this country, certainly on TV and radio and stuff. And the idea of after a game needing something to listen to, reflecting on a game, especially if you've won it and you want that happiness to continue, because that's the point, isn't it? When Everton have won and I go live, everyone's happy and everyone just wants to talk about Everton and have their point of view through the comments, and the same as what we're doing now. And it's just become social media has become such an important way that people connect now. Maybe it might be getting a little bit too far in terms of like people rely on it more than they rely on their actual friends and family, or even or not even have friends, but in terms of like they know people through a screen rather than know people in real life. But that was it really. It's just like the idea of wanting to just get on and talk about Everton, and if people connected with it, they connected with it, and luckily through Toffee TV quite a lot of people have, and that's what this show's for as well, to give people like you who might live somewhere that have no Evertonians an opportunity to talk to other Evertonians or listen to other Evertonians, and know that you're not going to get somebody else jump in who's not an Evertonian who'll go, well, yeah, but, or pat you on the head.
Fans.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
fans.
What you get. That's what you get in this country. Certainly, you get a lot of that, of like people patting you on the head when you're doing well and telling you how terrible you are or how bad. I mean, it's like last year when TalkSport, obviously one of the biggest radio stations here now, they had two guys on who knew nothing about Everton talking about Everton and how Everton were going to have to sell everybody and it was going to be a fire sale. And I pulled them up on it and got one of the presenters on the next day and done a show with him to basically tell him he was completely wrong and he had no idea what he was talking about. And to be fair to the guy, Sam Matterface, he was like, oh, well, that's what we thought. And I was like, well, you're completely wrong, aren't you? You need to start talking to people who actually know what they're talking about, and that is the Everton fans. So, and that's what we rely on so much on this channel.
Well, I appreciate it. It really does make it feel like there's a community of someone who lives in Kansas, and just being able to hop on and listen to you guys' show on a match reaction.
Brilliant.
It makes you feel like so. But thank you guys. I appreciate everything.
No worries, mate. Well, it's good that you're calling up, mate, because that's important as well. It's important that people are calling up all the time who've got opinions and they want to share those opinions, because otherwise, sometimes you can just be, especially on social media, you can just be literally shouting to nobody because you don't have the followers or whatever it is. But literally on this show, at least, that's why I really love this show, is that you can come on and you can have your opinion and people will listen to it.
Yeah. Well, great. Up to Toppies.
Cheers, buddy. Speak to you soon.
Yep.
Bye now.
Okay, I've got one last fella. It is Dave. Dave W.
Dave, not Dave Witch again.
Not Dave Witch, a different Dave
No,
W.
it's not Dave Witch.
Okay, just wanted to check if I needed to put my tin hat on again.
No, Pat, I've been watching you and Baz for a couple of years now. I've been a fan since I was a kid. I lived over the water. I know you don't like about the Jedi and all that, but yeah, that's the one. And I haven't been to the stadium yet, but
you can
I want to
see
come. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'm not living on the Whittle anymore. I'm living somewhere in the darker reaches of Lancashire.
The way you said that, then I was convinced you were going to say at Her Majesty's service.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But no, I love what you and Baz do. I like the conflicting talks that you two have all the time. Because you have one opinion, Baz has another. Baz is calmer than you. You just don't care, which I like.
No. Oh, hang on. If you think Baz is calm, then me and James can tell you something very, very different.
But yeah, I'm a little bit older than you.
Bazes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you, Pad, but yeah, I remember Everton in the 80s, mate, and I've been a Blue all my life, as I say, and my niece is a Blue, and all their kids are Blues. But now what I wanted to ask you, Pad, was the season. Do you know what? We started off a bit okay and then a bit rocky, but I feel that we've got all the players match fit now. I feel Tyler Diblin, it might take him a bit of time, but I think he'll come good. But yeah, I agree with you about McNeil. I mean, he's slower than me, and I'm 54, mate. You know what I mean? But Moisey, he did it last time, as you remember, mate, with all the players he brought in. No one knew who they were, but they gelled as a team. And the way I've been watching all the teams in the Premier League, we seem to be the ones that are playing for each other. You know what I mean? Not playing like I'm the best player in the team. I want to do this. You know what I'm talking about. But the way I see it is he's building the team. And from what we were last season, to what we are now, I really do feel he's the man that can take us further. I feel his tenure is going to be lengthened because he's proven to the owners that he can do it. And 62 is not that old as a manager.
No, I don't think it's that old. And I think if he's surrounds himself with youthful coaches as well, then I think And I think he's learned, if he or other people have learned anything off like Sir Alex Ferguson is you take a step back in many regards and you let other people do the day-to-day stuff. And obviously you have people above you doing stuff as well, and you just get the framework for what you're doing as a coach and as a manager. And I don't think the age is an issue for me. I know loads of people will go, well, we need a young manager with new ideas. I think I get that, and there will be a time for that. But we've also had that with like Marco Silva, and he didn't cope very well at being at Everton. He couldn't quite cope with the magnitude of being the Everton manager. And I think out of all these managers that we talk about in the last few years, a lot of them could not cope with being at Everton. The only ones who could cope was like Carlo coped, obviously, because he's a manager of and people have different opinions on him. But Moisey's like, the first time round, grew in straight away, coming to the club and moulded it in his own way. And he's come back to the club and he just feels really at ease with it. And you just think, well, let's not be too quick to get away from something that is working. It mightn't be everyone's cup of tea. Some games mightn't be great. Some decisions you mightn't always understand. But I think, obviously, we're supporters. We're very reactive. We're very emotional. We don't like when things are like, we'll look at something like a defeat and it'll drive us mad. But obviously it's up to coaches, and as you just said there, we've had rocky patches. Players have looked unfit. He's not known who's going to play and who's going. But now we look all right now, and I'm not saying that's going to be it for the rest of the season. But when you've got a squad where really you've got the bare bones on the pitch and only 2 or 3 subs, and the manager seems very calm about that, then you've just got to trust them, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that, and also, he's got chance now. Well, we've got 6 loans that we can get in maximum in January, and I feel that we can get a couple of loans in, like a striker, like you've been talking about, and a right back. Yeah. I've heard stories this Vitinho's meant to be. There's a story about Vitinho from Botafogo.
Yeah, I've seen that today,
I haven't heard much about him, but come on, being a Brazilian...
But he's got a fancy name. He's got a fancy name, come on.
Exactly, and he can be... he can be better than Patterson, let's put it that way. But no, like I say, I feel that Jimmy Garner has come up a level. And like you said before, that when he's playing with better players, it's making him a better player. Yeah. And I can see that throughout the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say, Pat. But nice to speak to you, mate.
Lovely to speak to you, Dave.
I've been on the channel for a while.
Nice one, mate.
And I'll probably come on again. But yeah, it was nice to chat to you all.
Yeah, brilliant, Dave. Thanks for coming on, mate. See you later.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Ta-ra, mate.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.
Thanks.
I've just seen this in the news, right? So it's not really Everton related, but it's showing you what Everton are up against. Chelsea owners Blue Co have agreed a deal to sign Burkina Faso teenager Mohamed Zongo. Blueco, who also owns League One side Strasbourg, have beaten several clubs to obtain the promising teenager's signature.
Yeah.
So that doesn't actually say where he's signing.
Yeah,
that's what we're.
That boo and not
No, but that's what we're up against now, isn't it? And that's what's like so difficult, isn't it? When you think about clubs, football clubs. I see that story today about Chelsea are opening like basically a theme park in Dubai or something, or a hotel themed place or whatever. But that's just what we're up against now. We're up against not a club, but a club's owners who basically can buy that player and then decide afterwards what they're going to do with them. Yeah. Might send them to Strasbourg, might send them to Chelsea, might send them somewhere else. But we've got basically a company now buying players, and that's horrendous. That shouldn't be allowed, really. That shouldn't be. He should be signing for a team, not a company. That's horrendous. Horrendous. We got any more?
No, that's everyone.
Okay, let me have a. Well, let's see if there's any comments. Any flat earthers in the comments.
Emma wants to come in for the conspiracy hour.
Emma does. I don't know if Emma's a real person, so I don't know.
She could be a pigeon.
A robot pigeon? Would she be a baby pigeon though?
Well, she can't fly. Apparently baby pigeons can't fly.
Maybe. I don't know, but I don't know. Everton have done it. Ask Us Anything with David Moyes. That's interesting. That video's available. You can go and watch that.
We should let them know that we won't be live at the regular time tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we won't be live at the regular time tomorrow.
I don't know what's happening, but there'll be a later stream.
I don't know what's literally going to happen. I know we've got to be somewhere for like 12:30 just to record something, and
it's not that big of a deal though.
No, so
little.
So we won't be live at 1. So we might be live at 2, maybe, or 2:30. I'm sure we'll be live at some point.
Before 3:00, we'll be live at some point, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, we should be really. We should be back by. Yeah, we should be live by 2:30, 3:15.
So just around 3ish, just be prepared.
Yeah, smash out a live, do the match preview, and then do Toffee TV Premier Live. So,
maybe something else.
Who knows? Emma, have I met you though?
Or is that what you want him to think?
Do you know what I mean? Have I met you?
That's what Big Pigeon want.
Do you know what I mean? Have you ever seen that? What's that film with Shia LaBeouf?
Transformers?
No, Eagle Eye.
No, not seen it.
Not seen it. It's good. It's like one of those. It's like one of those. There's films around the same time where like don't think iPhones are quite coming yet. It was all about funny enough, it's about AI, and basically this like AI was commanding people to do things it basically would send people to like meet other people on its behalf, and that could be what AI could have sent
Emma
to see me.
Jabba said that it's only official when Ped says what James says.
Yeah, it is only official.
To be fair, I just pass messages along to Ped.
Yeah, I'm just repeating them.
Yeah,
because I forget that he has got a microphone on. Emma says the dart starts tomorrow.
Darts. I love darts over Christmas.
See what that is though? That's AI knowing what you like and has said what you like.
Well, I like Boxing Day fixtures and there's none of them.
No, but I'm just not saying that. I'm saying AI has basically said to you what you like to make you feel better about the world.
That's a good point. That
you know what I mean? You feel
How
like.
do you know I'm real? How do I know you're real?
I've seen your parking.
I park well today.
Your parking is no AI could park.
Great job today. Just one movement. And
Eagle Eye Emma is a bit like what was the fella's name? Eagle Eye Cherry. It's the same.
Someone hit my car, I didn't hit anyone else's car as well.
Well, you don't have to hit anyone else.
No, but that's what I mean. You'd think it'd be me, but someone hit me.
Yeah.
In the car park.
Yeah. Dan Starr says that I go to see Duncan Ferguson talk in Northampton. Well, it depends if you're in Northampton, doesn't it? If you're not in Northampton, I wouldn't bother.
It's not the same though, Daniel. It's not the same.
Daniel Barnes says there is one Boxing Day fixture, James. We know that, though. It's like an 8 o'clock kickoff on Boxing Day. I'm so delighted we've got no Boxing Day fixtures. I frown on tradition. That's what I do.
Just hate sitting and watching all the footy and then switching between and the darts.
But you can just watch the darts.
I know, yeah, to be fair, I do like it.
You can just watch the darts. You don't have to switch. You don't have to get up. You don't have to go out.
Today I'm betting as well.
You don't have to get up.
Gamble responsibly.
I just don't gamble. Again, I don't gamble. Therefore, I never lose money.
I had a bad one on the weekend.
Do you know what I mean? And you never lose money if you don't gamble it. Surprised you're not into like the crypto.
I did own Dogecoin once. After everything got like popular, so I didn't make any money on it.
Of course you didn't, because it's a scam.
And I think I bought it like 60 and sold it for 70.
It's a scam. The whole thing's a scam. Oh my God. Honest to God. It's all a scam. Right, we're going. Thanks for all the callers. It was great. Thanks for all the conspiracy theory talk. What I do like is, right, as much as I think a lot of it is like nonsense, some of it I do actually think, maybe.
That's not what they want you to think.
Exactly, that's what they want me to think.
That's a conspiracy theory, isn't it? That the government controls all conspiracy theories.
Well, there is. It's the conspiracy theory of, like, in America, they want you to believe there's aliens because they're testing all kinds of planes and stuff. That's always been the thing with...
No, but they make the outlandish ones, like Flat Earth and that, so you're like, conspiracy theorists, but then you don't see the proper ones.
Yeah, because of course there's stuff going on, of course there will be stuff going on the Earth.
Like pigeons.
There was a good film years ago with had Mel Gibson, which is a conspiracy theory and so on. It was called Conspiracy Theory, and basically he had conspiracy theories for everything, but it was proved that some of them were right, and like the people came after him. It's a good film. And Julia Robertson as well. Danny Church is going to miss the Boxing Day fixtures. Yeah, but you're not though, are you, when you think about it, right? It's one day, and the next day there's loads of footy.
Yeah.
So it's one day later. So for that Boxing Day, you can just chill out. And then on a normal Saturday, because put it this way, right? On the Saturday, if there's no footy, you'd be crying that there's no footy on the Saturday, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's the way you got to look at it.
Are you ready, though, for the Saturday before Christmas to watch Jake Paul and Joshua?
I'm washing my hair that day.
Oh.
I have no interest in that either, because it's...
You're not even a bit intrigued?
No, because, put it this way, right?
You might not agree with it or think it's fun.
Joshua should smash his face in.
Exactly.
Right, but if he doesn't smash his face in, then what's the point in anything on earth?
Exactly, if he doesn't.
What's the point in life if he doesn't?
Watch it to
yeah, but what's the point? I don't need to watch it. See, this is the other thing, right? I don't need to watch it, because when it ends, I'll find out what happened.
I know, but like we were talking before, I want to be on Twitter and know everything that everyone's talking about when they...
And that's cool. That's just not... I'll be watching some nice Christmas film or something or whatever. Or, you know...
Don't say he's cancelled it.
What day is he?
The 20th.
I'll still be working.
It'd be early hours on the 20th.
Oh, yeah. Where do you fight in Miami?
I don't know, probably somewhere.
So it'll be like 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll stay up for that.
I will.
I've got a... Hang on. 20th. I have got a 16...
Yeah, Miami.
I've got a 16k run on the 20th. 21st, sorry. So I've got a 16k run.
I think it is on Netflix, yeah.
So I am not staying up late when I've got a run.
Okay.
There you go. Conspiracy theories, boxing, Area 51,
pigeons,
dodgy coins, betting. Is Emma real? Is anything real?
Am I real?
Are we living in a simulator? You know, the odds of us living in a simulator are more than us not living in a simulator.
Yeah, but is that what they want you to think?
Who would want you to think that?
Mr. Simulator. And that's deeper if you think about it.
No, but Gary, the point being is, mate, I don't care. I have no interest in a washed-up boxer fighting someone who's not a boxer. That's the point. So, I have no interest in it.
He's still hard, though.
I'm not.
Joshua.
Genuinely. Yeah, of course he's hard. He's
not washed up.
He is washed up.
He's battered and gone.
Mate, if he wasn't washed up, he wouldn't be fighting this fight.
It's too much money to say no, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's washed up, mate. I just think we live in a simulator. But if people knew we lived in a simulator, then there'd be no rules, would they? And that's the point.
Who says there is rules?
But there is sort of rules. There are sort of structures in life that are important. And when they break down, we're all goosed. And they will break down soon if the world continues doing what it's doing. If rich people keep on getting richer and poor people getting poorer, then the poor will decide there's no point in the rules, and it'll all get turned upside down, and there'll be a big kick-off, and there'll be fake rain. There you go. Bye. See you tomorrow.